commission, group, a lobbying group
Actually
for
responded to the Stop Killing Games initiative. Look at that, boys. Look at that.
Europe has made a statement about stop killing games. That's right. We appreciate the passion of our community. However, the decision to discontinue online services is multifaceted, never taken lightly, and must be an option for companies when an online experience is no longer commercially viable.
Yup.
We understand that it can be disappointing for players, but when it does happen, the industry ensures players are given fair notice of the prospective changes in compliance with the local consumer protection laws. Well, so it's about that last sentence that we really need to talk about, though, right?
Yep.
So you're complying with the local consumer protection laws. Well, we've got a few new ones for you to comply to.
That's right, boys. They passed some new consumer protection laws in Europe, so hopefully maybe the US could adopt them. But either way, the good news is that because Europe passed them, it's a huge part of gaming in general, because the more countries that pass these laws, it's going to change the flow of gaming altogether, regardless of if the US passes something or not. So here we go.
How about that? How about we just have a couple more of those, and you're going to comply with those as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you're gonna follow. You're gonna jump. Yeah, bro. Like if we say jump, the government says jump. You say how high.
Exactly.
You don't make the rules. The people make the rules. And as soon as the people realize that, stuff like this immediately evaporates.
Yep.
That's it. It's about
exactly.
fucking time, yes. And we'll win, yes. Do not ever, ever, ever think that you can't overpower these parasites. You easily can. The only reason
Well, what really kills me is that meme that's going around. It's like, but this could kill gaming and all the big studios. Okay. I mean, they haven't made anything worth the shit in how long? Okay. Just say no more. All the more reason to sign it.
That's the reason why. It won't change unless people stop buying it. Of course it will. Of course it will.
It will change because the laws change.
Against the law. Problem solved.
Yep.
That's it. You just change a regulation. If
Yep.
anyone doubts how powerful the EU initiative can be, Video Games Europe, an industry lobbying group, has unsurprisingly come out against Stop Killing Games. The arguments against
every single AAA studio has done a counter, like we don't support Stop Killing Games initiative, and every single AAA title was on it. Every fucking one of them, dude.
Allowing you to keep your purchase or flimsy. I'll have a video on it in a day or two. Yep, and so will everybody else. The thing is that these lobbying groups are really important, but what matters even more than lobbying groups is votes. Because different people that take money and are influenced by these lobbying groups, if enough people complain about it, you can make it go away.
Yep. This will also stop multiplayer in single-player games as well. Like Mind's Eye has a multiplayer function, but it's so disgustingly stupid that nobody uses it. It'll stop stuff like that. It's gonna stop these unwanted like branches in single-player games, like Ubisoft games. For example, most of the Assassin's Creeds, they have an online shop that you can buy supplies and stuff in, and if they don't want these servers to be kept up forever, then they have to not keep making these single player games with these shops in them.
I said, yeah, these people like money, but they care more about power. And so, yeah, they know how effective it's going to be. That's not
because the thing is like, if you have, for example, I think Assassin's Creed Mirage or Shadows, not Shadows, I think it was Mirage. It was the one where it was in Egypt. Their servers shut down, but in order for them to shut the servers down, they would have to release that code to the public, which means that all the stuff that people were paying hard cash for could just be free now. So people will just wait to buy that stuff, or wait until the server gets shut down for it, and then they'll just get the code, and it'll all be free. So that's really what they're trying to avoid. That's really what they want to avoid. That's why these big companies are against it. It's because they know that if these laws get passed, they're going to actually have to make entertaining content again.
Statement. There's more? Really? All right, so this is the full statement that they made. Video Games Europe said in their statement, "We appreciate the passion of our community. Decision to discontinue online services is multifaceted, never taken lightly, and must be an option for companies when an online service is no longer commercially viable." Well, that's again, that's not even what people are asking for.
It's not.
Yeah,
We don't want it to be commercially viable. We paid for a product. Give us the fucking product.
We're not asking for you to provide online services forever. People are asking for you to allow other people to provide online services in absence of you providing them.
And for example, if someone else is hosting a private server with like the Assassin's Creed games, then they could just make the items for free. You just go on and get whatever supplies you want. Like
yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody.
And it's no different than if you were to use Epidemic Sound, for example. Like, if I used Epidemic Sound, I paid for a subscription to Epidemic Sound, and I made a video using their music, and I uploaded it to YouTube. It's no different than that. They can't hit me after the subscription is up, because I'm protected, because I paid for that subscription while I was using their music.
You have to run the server forever.
Yeah.
They're twisting it again. It's included in the petition.
Well, they're going to twist it any way they can to get out of whatever little scheme they have going on. They're just going to keep twisting it and making it sound really bad and scary, so that way people don't go out and get, like, it's crazy that they're even trying to use that tactic of like, well, this could ruin, certain types of games. For the most part, games are already ruined. Call of Duty is ruined because of these online tactics that they keep doing. Like, Assassin's Creed is ruined because of these online tactics. There's so many games that are just straight up ruined because of these tactics and these antics that these fucking developers come up with, trying to suck as much money out of you as they can. They're already ruined. You can't ruin what's already ruined.
It's an alternative or some sort of other solution. That's not the only way of doing it. They watch Pirate Software's video. Read the next paragraph. We understand it can be disappointing for players, but when that does happen, the industry ensures that players are given fair notice of the prospective changes in compliance with the local consumer protection laws. Well, we're going to change the laws, and so that's it.
Yeah.
And hopefully...
That's how you change this. You just change the fucking law. Problem solved.
Right, that's the goal. Private servers are not always a viable option for players, as the protections we put in place to secure players' data, remove illegal content, and to combat unsafe community content would not exist and would have rights holders liable. No, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't. What they're trying to say here is that, so if you host a private server and someone is cheating or, I don't know, trying to scam people, it'll hold the holder of the game, the private server, liable for any kind of lawsuits or stuff like that. But the thing is that the gaming's in it, like, the developers aren't held liable whenever stuff like that happens on their platform. So it doesn't matter.
No, it wouldn't. Absolutely not. You don't have to regulate the entire internet.
Yeah, no, dude.
Do that. It's not your stuff. It's not your issue. If somebody else takes your content and they turn it into something else, you're not legally liable for that.
Yeah.
And also, if you are, then maybe we should solve that problem too.
Yeah, make another law. I mean, I'm sure it would take way less time to pass it, because we're trying to get these laws passed. It would take you guys, like, maybe a day to pass something that would ban that kind of stuff anyway. So it's like, it takes us a year and it takes y'all like 3 fucking days, so get over it.
Let me get this straight. Because of one stupid rule, we have to have another stupid rule. Hey, I've got a solution. Why don't we stop making stupid rules?
I love you. Yeah, I agree. That's just fucking stupid. How about we stop
creating this apparatus of retardation that everybody has to fucking play gymnastics around because a bunch of lawyers want to make money?
Yup.
It's ridiculous.
Yup.
What a ridiculous idea. And in addition, many titles are designed from the ground up to be online only. In effect, these proposals would curtail developer choice by making these video games prohibitively expensive to create. No, it's just that you have to provide an option for players to be able to play peer-to-peer.
Yep.
There is no reason why players can't play peer-to-peer.
Yep.
And also, your ability to maintain and control your intellectual property, in my opinion, does not supersede an individual's ability to have ownership over...
And you know what's crazy? The easiest way they could solve this is by making the game free. If they make the game free, then there's nothing they can buy. Problem solved.
what they've paid for. And this is the big problem, is that these people view intellectual property as the pinnacle of value. No, consumer rights, consumer protections, and ownership is the pinnacle of value, and intellectual property is underneath that. You can say it as rent? Yeah, that's totally different. They could just make it possible for other people to emulate it? Yeah, that's not the way it works. Yeah, you can have plenty of DRMs, more expensive with no DRM. You just said it. Move the goalposts so multiplayer is either peer-to-peer or service. Yep, exactly.
Exactly.
And let's go back. I can see you find this here. And where's the rest of it? We welcome the opportunity to discuss our position with policymakers and those that have led the European Citizens Initiative in the coming months. Video Game Europe's case is it can be too expensive for developers and publishers to offer private servers or single-player modes. It's not that it's too expensive, it's that it makes...
My favorite thing, here's what really kills me, and this is what really fires me up, is their thing is, well, if you don't like the game, then don't buy it. Well, if you don't like the laws, then don't make the game. Sorry.
Them have to give up a certain degree of their intellectual property. That's the reason. Is that
exactly that is exactly why, because they have to give up a portion. It's like if a bill goes into effect that says this, that if you buy a game, you're entitled to being able to play that game, then it will completely reshape the gaming industry. And that's not what they want. They're too busy trying to make these like cash grab games that are multiplayer online games that you pay $40 for. And then cutting down the server a week later, like Concord.
Intellectual property is more important than our rights as consumers. It's really simple. And I disagree with that. And if enough people disagree with that, we take it away from them, and then they have to jump the same distance that we say we do.
Yep.
So don't ever give these people an inch. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about any of this stuff. They don't care about the integrity of the games. They don't care about the legality of this.
Nope.
They don't care about anything other than...
If they could, they would break the law. And they in a sense, they kind of are. I mean, gambling is illegal. Child gambling is illegal, but they're still doing it. How do you think a lot of these games get all their money? They have loot boxes built into the fucking game. Loot boxes is just a form of gambling. That's all it is. You spend real world money to gamble.
Maintaining a complete stranglehold over this, and doing so through the ability of them to exercise their connections and money and resources inside of the government. Never give a fucking inch.
Yep.
So no, absolutely not. Yes, if we can get enough people together, we can make them do
What's crazy is that the American people can't change their own government, but we can help change other governments. And if enough of the other governments get involved and start making laws against this, then guess what's going to happen? A lot more of these games are going to come out to suit the vast majority of the other populations. That's where we are failing as Americans, is we think that we can hopefully maybe one day change our government. It won't happen, but we can change enough of the other governments to make this shit disappear. We can help.
That's right. It's that simple. Not even about the game. Yep. Let's make them do what we want. And if they want to cry and complain about it, go ahead, stop making the games. But you won't stop making the games because that's the way you make money.
Exactly what I was saying earlier. That's exactly what I said. And as long as they're able to do this, they're going to keep doing it. That's why they don't want these laws, because it's easier to make a quick turnaround or quick buck whenever you're selling skins for $30 on COD servers. Of course they don't want this to be over with. Like the recent Call of Duty game was complete shit. Like the storyline was complete convoluted crap, and it made no sense towards the end. And you know why? Because they cared more about that multiplayer aspect than they ever gave a shit about the fucking the single player game. It's just how it is.
Easily fit, and
you know how you solve that? By getting more and more countries to pass laws that ban their ability to take away servers like this, or for that matter, to shut down games.
Easily acclimate to this, just like you acclimate to everything else, because you're a business, and every business has to meet the market demands at the point that they want.
Yep.
Cybersecurity argument. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and let's hear the cybersecurity argument from Sony. Oh,
right.
No.
Right.
Wait a minute. Sony says that. Wait. Oh no. If somebody else is running it, your stuff might get hacked. Oh my God! Imagine if that happened. That would be horrible.
Yeah, you might be held liable for, like, persecution, even though it's not your fault. What? No, dude. Get out of here
an
with
engineering
that.
video.
It's
See,
so
I'm
stupid.
gonna read your.
They're like coming up with boneheaded reasons or ideas to make it sound bad. It's a scare tactic. A lot of companies, a lot of businesses do this. To even employees, they do this to employees as well. Walmart used to do this shit to me all the time, this scare tactic. To be like, you don't want to do that, even though it makes more sense to do it. And then they use the scare tactic to make you not do it.
Comments, real quick. Make it a lawn. Games will be $120. Fine, then they'll go out of business.
Yeah, there you go. Just because you want to see, like, there is no way that making it a law would make any more sense than they'll charge $300 for games. Hey, nobody gonna buy no $300 game, brother. I hate to break it to you, but ain't nobody gonna buy no $300 game. See ya. Peace. Okay, well, it's gonna make the game scale. They're gonna use subscriptions. Well, no, they ain't, because if for whatever reason they like this could single-handedly change the gaming industry if they make it to where they have to continue to offer the, because like think about if you have Xbox and Xbox offers a subscription to play games. So let's say you no longer pay out of pocket for the games. So what could happen is, instead of them offering games at like a retail price of $100, they could use subscriptions. And what they can do is they take the money away whenever you stop paying for the subscription. They take the games away, so you're not technically ever really buying the game. See, like they have ways around this 100%. At the moment, it's not viable. But in the future, whenever they're charging $300 for a yearly subscription to play games like this, we'll know why. Like, that's really what's going to happen. Instead of giving you a single-player game, they're going to put it on a subscription like Xbox, or what is that shit called that they use? For example, PlayStation Plus. They'll put it on PlayStation Plus. You can play it day one on PlayStation Plus, and it's free. But then every year, they keep upping the subscription price and upping the subscription price. And then now when we're paying $500, $600, $1,000 a year, you know, then we're going to have to figure out what the fuck, you know? I really think that that's where gaming's going to go instead. I don't think that they're going to charge $120 for a game. I think what's going to happen is more games are going to do subscriptions only, so you don't have to get the physical or digital copy. You just get a subscription, and then whenever you are, whenever everything is subscription-based, then what they're going to do is, instead of, hiring the price of games, they're just going to raise the subscription price overall. That's what's going to happen.
If you can't make a product...
It's literally the same thing that happened to television. It's literally the exact same thing that happened to television.
At a cost that meets the initial...
Or they'll probably keep the digital versions and the actual, like, physical versions, and they'll charge them, like, $300. Or you could just get the subscription. You see what I'm saying?
The demand of a consumer, then you go out of business. That's what happens. We set the price. They don't set the price. Now, they try to sell it for that much, but that doesn't mean that we have to buy it for that much. How many times have you been spamming? What about licensing with third parties? You'd have to give me a more specific example.
Who cares about that?
Yeah,
Who cares about licensing with third parties? What does that got to do with anything?
And also, by the way, this is my general opinion about intellectual copyright. I think it's way too overreaching, and it's way too strong, and it's overpowered, and it needs a rebalancing.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't be able to damn, what's it called whenever you own the rights to something? Patent. I feel like you shouldn't be able to patent gameplay. I feel like they should make that illegal as well.
It's way too overpowered in favor of companies, and individual users and people that own, media need to have more rights in general.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So I don't really give a fuck about third-party licenses and, oh my god,
because the thing is like, when it comes to patenting gameplay, you didn't really develop the original, like, idea of it. A company developed that idea. A group of people developed. No one person should be able to own the patent to that. Like, I can make the patent to, for instance, insulin. Someone can hold the patent to insulin because they made it. But whenever you, like, a group of people make a piece of art or a gameplay mechanic, you didn't really come up with that. Your company came up with that.
Somebody's using my character or something like
that.
that.
And it kind of like, and the reason why I say that is because, like, if you try to patent something that a company came up with, technically you didn't make that, the developers did, and the developers have a team that they work with that made it. So you're trying to take what is essentially one person who shouldn't really hold the patent to it and tell them, well, if you don't let me patent this to the development team, well, then I'm just going to fire you, and then I'm going to patent it anyway. You see how malicious that can get? Like, how, like, that shouldn't even be a thing.
Then don't put it in the game.
And the fact that we could even enforce stuff from China that is patented, like the issue with, fucking, what's it called? The Pokeball throw mechanic, and the fact that we even, like, enforce that here is disgusting.